Safety for All, Part 6, Unexpected Changes. Now that we've covered some of the basics, we will spend some time talking about changes as they may occur on the bus or around the bus at pickup or drop-off. It is important to discuss how these changes may affect students with autism, how to prepare if a change is going to occur, and how to provide support if an unexpected change occurs. On this slide, you see a cartoon of a piece of paper and a pencil. On the paper is the word schedule. This represents the consistency that children with autism desire. Children with autism often prefer to have a sense of structure and to know what to expect during the day, and what activity they will be doing and when. This is true as it relates to the bus as well. If we think about it, there are consistent things like bus pickup and drop-off times, bus number, bus driver, and bus routes. Consistency and predictability help children feel assured that they will know what will happen next. When changes occur, children with autism may respond in a variety of ways, including exhibiting withdrawal, repetitive behaviors, tantrums, or even aggression. It is important to remember that these behaviors are typically the result of extreme anxiety and/or inability to communicate their emotions or desires. The goal is to anticipate this and put supports in place before the behavior occurs when there is a planned change in routine. On the screen, you see two signs pointing in opposite directions. On one side is written change, and the other the word chance. This represents that there are two types of changes that can occur. Either something happens before or after school, which is a little easier to prepare for, or something happens by chance en route that creates a disruption. First, let's talk about changes that can happen before or after school. These include, first, a change in the bus driver. For example, if a bus driver has to leave early, gets sick, or is on vacation. Secondly, a change in bus number. Perhaps the bus is in the garage for maintenance and a different bus needs to be used. Third, a change in time. Perhaps there is something that occurred on the way to the bus stop or school that delayed the time the bus has arrived. Finally, a change in seating may occur. Perhaps a student always sits in the second seat behind the driver, and for whatever reason, a different student takes that seat first. The next group of changes may occur while students are on the bus. These include an emergency change in route, an accident, traffic, or an emergency situation like the bus breaking down. It is important to consider how these changes can affect a student with autism and to try to take necessary steps to help your students with autism, or anyone else for that matter, to understand. So what can you do if changes occur? As much as possible, try to predict and prepare for upcoming changes. You can post a daily visual bus schedule so that students can see clearly what is happening and when. Picture cards can be a great strategy to help a child manage daily change. These picture cards can show images of what to expect. Example, a first then picture schedule. First traffic, then home. On this slide you see an example of a first bus, then home. If you know ahead of time that any of these changes will be happening, let teachers, parents, and students know what they can prepare ahead of time. Social narratives can be a great resource in preparing for change or an anxiety-provoking event, such as a substitute bus driver. These are short stories, often with pictures, that describe different situations and activities so that children with autism know what to expect. When an unexpected change occurs while on the bus, it would be helpful to have a dry erase board to write down change ahead with some expectations for behaviors. The visual on this slide shows colorful wrapping paper with a cartoon boy and his dog and is labeled surprise inside. Framing changes in a positive way can help reduce students' anxiety. Positive practice is a useful technique of having a good experience and reinforcing it each time. For example, saying, "I am so happy you stayed calm while we were in traffic," after giving a student a visual change of plans card that says, "Traffic ahead, stay calm."